Welcome to the Car Guy channel. We got a fantastic show. I say it every week, all the time. We got stuff going on throughout the show. The cars we're building, got to show you the Pink Panther, and we're going to show you the eFalcon, which is a cool electric project. There's something really cool coming up here in April. It's actually called Dream Machines. You know, I've been there. It's a great event. Very cool. Something new this year. John D'Agostino and myself are giving out 3 awards. We're getting the Crystal Award. It's the best of Dream Machines. We're giving out 3. One for custom, one for classic, one for just downright freaking cool. We're giving these awards away. We're going to be doing it on stage this year. Should be a lot of fun. Should be fantastic. So the cars we got going on today, you got to sit down, get yourself a cold one, because you're going to be entertained and educated. Come on, let me hear you love me. You know what I want to say. Don't be cruel. There's only a few cars on the market that get away with being pink. Happens to be Mopar being Panther pink. The other color, of course, would be on a Mary Kay car, and they used all sorts of cars, Oldsmobile, Cadillac, and so on. But this right here happens to be a 1970 Plymouth Cuda, not a Barracuda or a Barracuda Custom. It is an actual Cuda, the real deal. We're going to go over some of the numbers on this stuff today. The reason why we pulled this out of the warehouse, me and my partner have had this car for a while. We're going to use it for Hot Hennessy nights as a poster display with some doctors and people from Valley Medical, with Chris Wilder, Dave Cortese, and so on, for the Breast Cancer Research Fund is what we're going to use this car for, as a promo for that. So I thought we would pull it out. Let's show it to you, and let's get underneath the hood, because that's what you guys always want to see. Now, this car here does not have a lot of options, and we did not do the restoration on the car. We did a lot of things on it that would make it work and make it right for us. We do a lot of repairs, fix-its here and there, and being a car that has been restored or sitting for a while, it does need a lot of attention of all sorts of certain areas. Carburetor rebuild. We had to go ahead and do the master cylinder and so on, but this does not have power brakes, but it does have power steering. Believe it or not, they had 9 different engine combinations. 9! That's quite a bit for any manufacturer to do on one particular breed of car. But they had really quite a bit of models when they did have the actual Barracuda, and then they had the model Barracuda that was actually the sport model, then they had the Cuda itself. These are right here way more sought after, and there's a set of numbers on it that we'll go through in the show, show you really what the difference between a Cuda is versus a Barracuda car. But this is a 383 with 335 horsepower. Believe it or not, that is really quite a bit, especially for the streets today. But we all like, no doubt, the 426 Hemi is the granddaddy. It is the boss of them all. 440s are great runners, but the figure of Hemi with a 426 Hemi in the car, you're pretty much going 425 horsepower. So it's a pretty big difference. But 383 dual snorkel, this car here runs like a champ, and I'm telling you, when you drive one, I can see why Mopar guys are really into it. We get a lot of comments on the show. People say, how would the car look like before you restored it? Who owned it, or whatever? All sorts of crazy stories. And the neat part about this hobby is there's always history and a story behind it. And that's kind of really, to me, what makes it so interesting, besides building them, buying and selling them, trading them and whatnot. This happens to be a 1963 Corvette. Now, the neat thing about this 63 Corvette, it has the original owner. He bought it brand new in 1963. We don't see that every day. This car here is just, I mean, you see it looking rough, you see it looking tired, and it needs to be roadworthy and brought back to life, and he's willing to go ahead and do it. Values of these are so strong. I was talking to him on the phone and said you could put $60,000 in the car and not lose any money. But we don't get into the finances in the show too much, but you all know when you see these on the shows, and Barrett Jackson to Meekum, and how much these cars here are pulling. You're really a good investment. So, of course, the day he bought this car brand new for $2,600, this car here, that was pretty expensive in 1963. I got to bring you up to speed on the eFalcon. Yes, the name for the car is the eFalcon. Scott from Just Leaks, to go ahead and we all talked about naming the car because it's going to be written all over the side of it and be at a lot of events that are coming up. Building an electric car was really out of our element. It was out of the norm that we normally do. But let's just face it, this is 2019, and this is the way our technology is going. And, of course, people are coming up with kits and all sorts of things. A company called EV West is the company who actually supplied a lot of the parts for it. And building this car has been a whole new adventure, actually, for everybody, even Scott, the owner, on it. And just like, here's something that just kind of crazy. I got to show it to you here. Here's the battery for the car, one of them. And there's actually going to be 14 batteries in the car. We'll show you the racks in a few minutes. But these right here, how long the batteries are, like 36 inches long, and they're about 8 inches tall and about 3.5 inches wide. And the battery weighs weighs just a tad around and under 30 pounds. And if you're going to put 6 batteries in one area, you're going to have 180 pounds just on one rack of batteries. And if we're going to have 14 batteries in the car, we'll show you where we're going to put them. We're going to put them in the front, we're going to put them in the back, and a couple behind the seat on the car. Wiring them in parallel system with a charger and all sorts of monitors and things. This has been a project that's been phenomenal. And Scott came up and said to me, thanks for doing the project. And I'm telling you, we have a couple guys on at the same time. It's been really educational for everybody, and we're learning an awful lot. If you want to get one done, give us a holler. EV West is a company we use. I know there's a lot out there. We're not trying to promote them or anything. That's not really what we do, but this is a company we happen to use. Don't run. Don't turn off your TV. You're not seeing something crazy. You're seeing a Jaguar. It's a Jaguar XJS, a 1992 Jag XJS. These body lines are absolutely spectacular. They're really not for everybody, but they are for me. But the neat part about this car here, it has an LT1 Corvette drivetrain. It was all brand new out of a crate. Like I said, everything has a story. This definitely has a great story behind of how we purchased the car, how we got the car, and had computer problems, wiring problems. And my good buddy Ed sat down. He did not give up. You know I can't live out. I sit home all day.